They about to look at the shit that I'm on. Why don't we get in topic? Crew looking like Pentatonics, locked in, recording in tropics. In the East Bay 3, big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Thought biz while smoking exotics. We lit, never thought about it. Just live out the look at the shit that I'm on. Why don't we get in topics? Sitting way back, all black, I'm talking. Feeling like Shaq, I weigh my options. In the East Bay 3, big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Thought biz while smoking exotics. It's saucy, all the project. It's saucy.
What is up? What is up? What is up? It's been a long time. RCR Presents, MSD Sports. My name is Sam, also known as YBK. We got Mikey over here. We got Camden over here. And let's go, Mikey, introduce yourself. Mikey, introduce yourself.
Thank you very much for the introduction, MCYBK. It's your boy, Michael John. What's good, y'all? It's episode 31. We in the building. We representing the home team. Y'all already know what it is.
Yes, sir.
Over to you, Camden.
Sir. Camden, what's up?
What's going on? You know what it is. It's your boy, Mr. Club Paradise, a.k.a. Camden Lee, and I'm with the greatest trio ever assembled. It's MSD Sports. I know it's been a few, it's been a minute since you've seen all three of us. I know maybe if you catch the stream, you might have catch maybe two of us and one of us virtually. I know we've been kind of switching it up on you guys. However, we are back. MSD Sports. YBK.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Episode 31. 3-1. We gonna pass the 3-0. Let's get it. It's been a while. MSD Sports agenda. Let's go. MLB update. We on the 30-game point mark, guys. We're gonna have to talk about a quick updates on that. NFL draft 2025 draft was electric, was wow. We're gonna talk about some key points from MSD crew. And then we're going to wrap it up with that spicy NBA playoffs, guys, going on right now as we speak to right now in all them series. Mikey's wearing that jersey. Celtics clinched. Camden wearing that jersey. Hopefully Lakers win today. And let's get it. We gonna start off with up some MLB today, guys. 30 games, guys. Wow, it's been a month. So like 15%, I think. And we're going to do a quick run through on the standings, and then we're going to talk about some teams that we want to talk about that, give us some, if you want to give us some updates on. So let's get it. We'll start off. American League East, the Yankees, taking the lead. Let's go. 18 wins, 12 losses, followed by the Red Sox, 1.5 games behind, 17-14. Rays, 14 wins, 15 losses. Blue Jays, 13-16. Orioles, 11-18. And that's the AL East, everybody. We're going to go to the Central. We got the Detroit Tigers. Damn, 19-12, leading the American League in wins right now, guys. Cleveland Guardians right behind them, 16-13. Royals even 500, 15-15. Twins, we got 13-17. And we got the White Sox. I'm so sorry, White Sox fans, in this year again, 7-22. Wrapping it up, American League West. Seattle Mariners, 18-12. Damn. Houston Astros right behind them, 16-14. Texas Rangers, 16-14, tied up. Athletics playing in Sacramento. They don't got a city, but they're even 500. And the Los Angeles Angels, they were number 1 in the West, but now they are 12-17, guys. So yeah, that's the American League. Yo, does any of you want to introduce the National League to the folks?
Listen, guys, the National League is something that I feel like has been unbelievable. It's been close. In the National League East, we got the Mets, 21-9. Okay, not doing too bad. We got the Philadelphia Phillies at 16-13. Okay. We got the Atlanta Braves, 14-16. We got the Washington Nationals, 13-17. And then, we know how it is. We got the Marlins, those Florida Marlins, they are 12-18. Looking at the National League Central, the Cubs, 18-12. Okay, I see what's popping. We got the Cincinnati Reds, 16-14. Got the Chicago Brewers, 15-15. Milwaukee, 15-15. We got the Arizona Cardinals, 13-17. And then we got the Pittsburgh Pirates, 11-19. Now, this is where the big dogs lie. The National League West. We got the Dodgers, 21-10. You know what it is. LA, you know what we're doing. We got the San Diego Padres. 19-11. We could work with that. Then we got the San Francisco Giants, 19-12. Then we got the Arizona Diamondbacks at 15-14. And to round it all off, which we all knew, the Colorado Rockies, 5-25.
They're worse. They're worse than the White Sox.
Worse, baby. The worst.
Damn. All right. Thank you for the
Hard to
National
believe
League
that.
one. But yeah, that's tough. Rockies got to do something. Because remember those good old days when Nolan Arenado and Carlos Gonzalez, they were in the Colorado Rockies. And when you play in the Rocky Stadium, like the home team has an advantage because they got that elevation, they got that altitude. But damn, 5-25, guys, that's tough. But let's just go back to the American League. I want to talk about my Yankees over here. It feels, but also before we talk about the Yankees, I want to talk about the American League East. It feels like we're back in the good old days when we were growing up watching baseball. You got the Yankees and Red Sox on top. You know what I mean? And then you got the Rays. It's like, always in the middle, wish-washy, back and forth. And then the bottom of the pack, Blue Jays and Orioles is always in the bottom. And it feels like that's some good old baseball. So I like it. I don't know how you guys feel, but I love it. But yeah, the Yankees, I feel like the reason why they're on top is because the offense has been pushing them all the way through. I feel like the struggles that we had early in the season from the start, also struggles we had last season. Starting pitching has been very, very thin for us. Thank God we signed Max Fried. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Brian Cashman, for doing that. He's 5-0, 1 point some ERA, looking like Cy Young in the first month of the season. Carlos Rodon, he's slowly building it up, but he's been showing some good innings. That's what we need from starting pitching. He almost had a perfect game through the fifth, this last start. But yeah, starting pitching very thin, but offense has been great, guys. But I just want to talk about one player, and I feel like it kind of wraps up what I'm talking about when I say offense. The captain, Mr. Aaron Judge. He has a WAR. WAR is wins above replacements. He has a WAR this season 2.7 right now, and that's higher than 12 teams of their WAR combined. So this man is batting a .412 batting average, guys. 9 home runs. He just hit one today, so it's 10. It's a 2-run home run, so 31 RBIs, and I'm sure his OPS went up, but a 1.2 OPS, guys. So big shout out to the captain and to the Yankees, and I feel like winning teams like the Yankees, Dodgers, like Red Sox, that they know how to win, we're playing till the trade deadline now. We're playing till, all right, let's see how far we get to this team and fill the void, fill the gaps during the trade deadline. So thinking about, just always thinking about the trade deadline and seeing what's available. And I remember when we had our talks, Mikey, about like just like Sandy Alcantara to the Red Sox, maybe the rumors going on, but yeah, well, let's talk about some Red Sox now. You heard a lot of Yankee talk right now, but I'm sure you guys want to talk about your Red Sox because they're second place right now in the AL East.
Yeah, they're not looking that bad right now. If the pitching comes around, like right now, we have Lucas Giolito for his first starting game since October 2023. He's pitching good so far tonight. No runs given up yet. If we could have one more workhorse. Because Bueller's got wins, but that's because our bats have bailed him out, right? +4 ERA, Tanner Houck, Aim Bennett. It's Crochet who's carrying the rotation, right? But the bullpen has been decent as well. Decent. They did give away a couple games. They gave one away against the White Sox when they was in town. But I would like to say, if I'm highlighting one player really, really on the Red Sox right now that I really, really like that has contributed to us winning 10 of our last 15 or 10-5 in our last 15, Alex Bregman has been worth the money. Ooh. I mean, David, you said it. Put the money on the flow. I mean, all he's doing is hitting 330, 1.8, win above replacement. He's the best hitter on our team.
He's the best right now.
Yeah, 23 ribbies. He's hit 6 home runs. Like, I mean, he big chilling. And then you still have Wilyer Abreu and Christian Campbell kind of putting on for us. Let's see if Devi could come around, right? Let's see if Casas is going to start hitting some bombs. You know what I mean? We got a good chance here to have this team have some success this year. So I like the prospect.
Damn.
Yeah, I think the thing that I have to notice, and I think if our fans who are listening, if you're watching baseball right now, especially early in this 31 game season, kind of going through, or has been 31 games, It's the pitching and the hitting. You know, I said Bregman was going to possibly be one of my MVPs because I felt like he might be able to transform that Boston kind of bullpen and kind of that Boston, just that swag a little bit, kind of those good old days like YBK was talking about earlier. I mean, it's hard not to notice Aaron Judge when you're in this division. It's hard not to notice what the captain is doing. It's you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna sit here and say we ain't watching and we ain't noticing. However, I think our pitching is getting way better than it was the start of the year. It's getting a little warmer. Like I said, it's getting a little warmer. So I know we at home. Some you know what I mean. So we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be out. The real question is, guys, and I want to throw this out. Do we feel as though this is kind of going to be the standings moving in towards the middle of the season? If we're looking at the All-Star break, I know that's a couple months away. Are we feeling as though this almost 1.5 game lead is going to continue to kind of stay close, or do we feel like it's going to grow?
I feel like right now, if you want to go to the All-Star break, I can see Yankee Red Sox just continuing to fight between the 1.5. I wouldn't be mad about that. But I can also see the Orioles go up to third because they're a 90+ win team from last year, and they're a very young team. And I feel like a young team like this, it takes time. So there's times where you're on fire, you're feeling it, your team's doing well, and maybe around like a month or two, and then kind of goes down to another cold streak. So I feel like this is also a time where the Orioles are going through a cold streak. Like they gotta kind of find themselves, like because they're young, but they got so much talent. Adley Rutschman, Jackson Holiday, what's the other guy? There's so many young guys to fill up this team, and which they did last year. So I can see the Orioles go up. What about you, Mikey?
Yeah, I'm honestly expecting the standings to stay pretty similar. I feel like I like what the Red Sox have been doing. I think they could keep building on this just to have a little consistency with hitting. And if we could find one more pitcher to to help us in those innings pitch, because the gap between Crochet, who leads the American League in innings pitched, and then our next best pitcher, Bueller, is like 15 innings, I think, or at least a dozen innings. We just need someone to help carry the rotation, and I think we're right there, first, second place. I think it's going to be a race between. I think we saw this coming preseason, especially as we made moves and acquisitions. I think it's going to be Red Sox and Yankees in the 1 and 2. And yeah, I agree, Sam. I know you mentioned as well when we was talking before the pod that the Orioles have a big injured list. So let's see if they get healthy a little bit, what's going to happen. But the Blue Jays got the bats.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they do.
I feel like Blue Jays might be sneaking in, trying to sneak into something, a little wild card or something. I don't know.
They could, but there's only a few spots. There's only so many spots that it can be filled. I feel like the American League East kind of reminds me of like the National League West, where it's like there's teams where it's like only 2 of y'all gonna go. Like there's no 4 of y'all gonna go. It's like the whole National League here. So kind of similar situation. And remember last year where when the Yankees 2 years ago, when the Yankees were eliminated in playoffs, all 4 of those teams went to, you guys were playoff contention with wild cards included. So that was pretty cool to see, like the American League East, like showing like, yeah, we the toughest division in baseball. But Mikey, what was that trade like rumor about with Sandy?
I see that they've been plotting on this one for a hot minute because Sandy Alcantara is obviously playing for the bum Marlins. And they ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
And you got Wilyer Abreu, right? Mm-hmm. He's having a good year so far, batting 290, 6 home runs, 20 ribbies,
900 OPS over.
Yeah, not bad. He's having a great year, so he's a great prospect that we're seeing here. I think that him and a couple other little pieces to incentivize a trade for Sandy Alcantara, I'll take another workhorse, former Cy Young right there.
You do a swap. You do a quick swappy real quick.
I would do it.
Honestly,
for sure.
I'm looking at your guys' lineup right now. Ref Snyder came back. He played 12 games and he has over a 900 OPS, and he's a great contact hitter. And he plays the same position as Wilyer.
Yeah,
so
right
it could be a great piece to trade off for a an ace like Sandy, and I feel like that would be a great man. That's scary, you know, like because you have to think like teams like winning teams like us is you have to think like playoffs. Who's your 1, 2, 3? Like in
Exactly.
baseball, that's what you gotta think always. Like I'm sure the Dodgers are thinking too. The Yankees are plotting. Like, all right, we're saying Cole's coming back in September, maybe now. Then when we hit October, he's gonna come back. Then we got Cole Freed, and then Rodon. We gotta think like that. So if you guys get Sandy, man, you gonna team him up with Crochet, and if Walker Buehler comes, he just pitched. He just won a World Series last year, so it's a different beast in playoffs, right? So damn, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool to see. American League, I feel like only thing that I see is the Angels kind of fell down back to where they always are.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Mike Trout left today's game with a unknown injury, so we don't know
Not
why he
again.
left. But that's never good when you don't know why he left, like out of nowhere. So hopefully he's fine because man, these Angels, there's so much hype in this team I remember in the first 2 weeks of baseball, and to see them just drop back to where they always were, it just kind of saddens me a lot. It just
If
sucks.
they don't have Trout, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
done.
that's just what it boils down to. And I feel like I understand he's been in and out of the lineup for the last couple of years, dealing with injuries, coming back, working hard, trying to get to the top of his game. But I think, you know what I mean, I'm a little worried, especially when like you said, they don't tell you exactly what's wrong with him. Could be a strain, could be a torn, could be
Yeah, it could be
we
bad.
don't know. And so, it makes sense for the Angels to be dropping if Trout's not playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if he's had a nagging injury,
Pack him up.
It's so sad to see Trout back out, like, cause like he was hitting like I think he has 8 home runs right now, and he was hitting well. Like he was actually like showing that he's kind of back kind of vibe. But man, to see him just drop like that kind of saddens me a lot.
Yeah.
All right, is there anything else in the American League before we move on to the National League?
One team that I definitely just want to look out for,
Yeah,
the Marlins. I'm just saying. I've been seeing them win some close games recently. The pitching has been don't just halfway through the season. Don't be surprised if the wins look a little crazy. I don't know. What's happening.
You talk about the Miami Marlins
The Miami Marlins going crazy.
in the National League.
No. In the American League. The Mariners.
Oh, Seattle Mariners. Yeah.
So that's what I meant. Did my Seattle Mariners? You better watch out for them.
Yep.
That's one team.
Mariners are going crazy a little bit lately. So
I mean,
the
man,
Athletics
man.
hanging around too. The cityless Athletics are hanging around in that division. So
They're playing in Sacramento. It's like I think it's not a major league ballpark, so it's so different. The ball sounds different. There's less people. It's kind of similar to the Rays where they're playing in Yankee Spring Training Complex, where it's like, so there's a play when Yankees versus the Tampa Bay Rays. I think about a week ago, Aaron Judge was up. He hit a ball deep left field. They called it a foul ball. The reason why I feel like we don't know these results is because we're such in a non-professional field of like major league. The foul poles aren't the highest, it's lower than the actual. Like when you see the other camera angle, guys, this was like there, and it just went to the trees. But the umps couldn't really see it from his angle, so just like it's different. I feel like when you play in those kind of situations versus a major league ballpark. So I feel like these Athletics and these Rays better go back home. They gotta find because I know that the Athletics are building it in Vegas or something, and for Tampa they gotta build that or something because they can't continue to play in those kind of minor league, kind of non-major league fields. It worries me.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Should they have a camera or like a tracker that if it goes past the foul and it's like, you know what I mean, like an AI thing?
That'd be cool.
Should
That'd
they
be
start
cool.
doing that?
We gotta
'Cause
tell MLB about that. I like that.
this is the issue. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, this keeps happening. I'm like, I think we, you know what I mean, we might have mentioned a little something before.
I like that. I mean, like as if like how we talked about in the pod before, like before players get their milestones, MLB prepares a ball in the chip inside to make sure that ball is from MLB. Why not do that with regular? Is it too expensive? Like what's going on?
I don't know. Oh no.
I know that's crazy, but damn. But yeah, let's go to the National League, guys. Let's talk about these surging Mets, everybody. I mean, it's not Soto. It's not Soto, guys. It's Pete Alonso, everybody. And they're pitching. Mets pitching. They lead the league in pitching, guys, in ERA. And these Mets lost only one home game at home. They are 13-1 at home, and they're just 500 away. It just shows that they love that home crowd energy. They love to be in Queens. They love to be in Flushing. But man, let's talk about their pitching, guys. Senga has been going crazy. 3-1 with a 1.6. I mean, what's his name? Clay Holmes that transferred to a starter. 3-1 with a 2.6. Like, guys, these starting pitchers are, what's his name? Griffith Canning. He's 4-1 with a 2.61. Their starting pitching has been 1, 2, 3 lights out over here, and we go to their offense. This man, Polar Bear, Pete Alonso, 1.1 OPS, followed by Lindor with 800, and Jeff McNeil with 3 games, but showing some good offense. It's Alonso that's leading the crew, guys.
That's surprising. That's extreme.
You know what I think before he popped off? You know what sparked this, in my opinion?
What do you think it is?
When Juan Soto goes like this, I was pitched differently because they got the best hitter coming batting next to me, which he referenced the Yankees with Judge, and I feel like that came to Pete's kind of mind, like, nah, like I don't think so. You in a different team, like you in my team, like you're talking about home run derby king, you know what I mean? 2-time, like Polar Bear Pete. And I feel like that sparked him. And then look at that offense, guys. It's only been 30 games, but damn, look at that. Ooh.
You think it was a mind tact? You think it was a little
like a strategy?
Yeah, look,
for
strategy.
Soto?
John, what you think?
It worked if it was. He didn't get paid too. Remember, it took them hella long to pay him, and I think he just
to get the
kind
contract.
of like
He was almost last.
You feel like the monkey's off your back, and you can just let the lumber go. Yeah. So, and it also helps when the worst ERA in your starting rotation is a 3. It feels like we got support. It's okay if I swing that thing, because I'm not dying to just get on base just to try to get a run or two. You know what I mean? Because these numbers is crazy, and if you look at it, there's no one's going that crazy. The most innings pitched they have of any starting pitcher is 32. So it's like, it's not even like crazy compared to, you know what I mean? There's some pitchers already up to 7 games played, but when you have a true 5-man rotation that could start like this, you know what I mean? Maybe you could get one rotation pitcher to start for you one game for a little rotation game. That's nice, yo. That's really, I'm surprised their rotation is like that right now. But don't forget Francisco Lindor as well. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's true.
He's still doing his thing. He's always been one of the best hitting shortstops. So,
yep.
I mean, the money that they're spending is rewarding them for right now.
For sure. You know but Soto's not the full Soto. So that's what the Mets fans are waiting. I feel like they're like, wait till he pops off now. Like, he ain't there at that Soto level yet. I feel like, because Soto had a hot start in the Yankees last year. Because Aaron Judge had one of the worst starts in his career. It was like he was batting a 190, where Soto was like batting a 340, 350, leading the offense sometimes in some games. So I feel like the Mets fans are waiting for that moment where Soto can kind of get that offense going. Because he's a great hitter. I mean, I loved having Soto. He's a great generational talent hitter. But I still hate him. But yeah.
I mean, so I know. What were you about to say, Mike?
They running with that division a little bit. They running away because they're doing pretty. They looking pretty nice, but it's still early. 30 games, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
very early.
It's time.
Very
Those
early.
Atlanta Braves have crept up in that division, though, huh? Mm-hmm. They started off terrible, and they almost back to 500. And Ronald Acuna, he's knocking at the door. He'll be back in a few weeks.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And I think Spencer came back.
Yep.
I believe so. They're almost complete too in their squad. So the Mets got to watch out.
Yeah, Mets got to keep the foot on the gas. Exactly.
Philly and Mets got to watch out. Like, all right, these guys are coming back now. Because that 2021 Braves team was deadly. One deadly team I want to talk about them Cincinnati Reds. I know the Cubs are 18-12, but let's talk about them Cincinnati Reds, where it's like, guys, they beat the Orioles 25-3 the other day, and like some players went 4 for 5, like talking about like video game stats, and it's all almost because of like their new guys that kind of like join, like with like Trevino there. Like I know Ellie De La Cruz is still there, shout out to him. But there's like Austin Wins, Austin Hayes. They're all having OPSs over 1. It looks good. The vibe over there in Cincinnati looks pretty good. I know it's early, but it's cool to see a team like come out this electric as a team that was always in the bottom. So yeah, big shout out to that Central team. How'd you guys feel about them Reds?
The question is can they sustain it?
Yeah.
I feel like right now coming out the fact that they're in second place in the National League Central, I think that's amazing. I think we've always seen them at the like crabs. They've been at the bottom. You feel me? It's just how it is. But let's see if they can hold it down. I think the summer's gonna come. It's gonna get a little warmer. We'll see if they'll be able to kind of sustain this momentum through the heat again, and then we'll see around the All-Star break, around home run derby time. See what the boys looking like. See if they got something popping.
Yeah, definitely, because they have their own starting 3 where each of them had 6 starts. Nick Lodolo has a 2.25 ERA, Hunter Green 2.7, Brady Singer 3.24. So these guys are giving some good starting pitching for the Cincinnati Reds, and also the Reds are giving offense like it's nothing, guys. They're firing all cylinders. So I'm very happy to see a team like this succeed in what they're doing right now. So yeah, I'll keep on going, Reds. Let's get it. I want Ellie De La Cruz to be like that generational kind of face of the franchise player soon too, because that guy's electric. That guy, man. I think David, this is your favorite team, right? This is not favorite. I guess Red Sox your favorite. This is like your LA
favorite. But you said something earlier, and I was a little offended. You said one of the greatest hitters, or the greatest hitter in baseball, and I said, I was thinking about what about my boy Ohtani? Shohei.
I mean, yeah, he's good. He's good.
What about my boy? My man.
If you compare him to Aaron Judge,
he be getting. Listen, Aaron Judge don't got a chip.
That's true.
I'm just, what I'm saying, Ohtani's got a little chip on his dip. You know what I'm saying? I'm just got a little dip on his chip. I'm just letting you know.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Got a little bling bling. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't disrespect my boy.
I ain't disrespecting.
Listen, I'm just saying you said one of the grind. I was confused. You know what I'm saying? From one, glowing man to another. I thought, your love for Shohei was like mine. But it's all right. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? I know you loyal to the soil with your.
But right now, Shohei just became a dad. I'm sure they got to get some time to hit some home runs and get some things going.
You know what I mean? Listen.
But in terms of 2025, Mr. Aaron Judge is letting a 400. But the Dodgers, though.
Judge got it this year so far because he's batting like 420, and the next person closest to him is his own teammate who's batting like 60 points below him. So he's got it so far. You know what I mean? I'll give Judge it so far this year because it's not power hitting; it's actual hitting. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But Ohtani, let's see. I mean, he's a little bit for his standards. Batting 290 is not good. That's what's crazy.
And I understand that during this time period, he was dealing with his baby. He's trying to get his mind right, his spirit right. Now he's trying to do, you know what I mean? You know how it is when the baby's born, you got to bring the baby to your chest with yourself all naked and dressed so you can kind of get that little bonding experience and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. He's been focused on that. He ain't worried about the hitting. He's just making sure his hand ain't too heavy with that ring on his finger. You know what I'm saying? With that championship ring. Anywho, I'm really excited about the Dodgers. I feel like, they've all been, they've been in a little bit of a slump in terms of the last few games. It's been, 6-10 the last 10, but they're 6-7 away. 15-3 at home. We're okay with that. But, I think with Shohei kind of getting back onto the regular schedule, regular sleep schedule, maybe about a month or two, he'll be back on road. I ain't worried about my boy.
I feel like for the Dodgers here, it's not like Shohei's doing great, Freddie's doing great. I feel like there's one guy, the Mookie. He just needs to kind of come back because he's at 250, 746 OPS. So, he's Mookie. I ain't worried. So, if he comes back and kind of Dodgers offense is gonna elevate even more. Because honestly, like even Andy Pages, like Teoscar Hernandez, like this man, the transformation of Teoscar is amazing, guys. When he was in Seattle, he couldn't hit home runs, and Seattle Mariner home Safeco Field is known for not hitting home runs, and he kind of got that curse too. But when he came to the Dodgers last year, hitting like over 30 home runs, and now he has 9. Like, damn, this man kind of changes his whole kind of perspective here at LA, and I love seeing him succeed like this, from what he was till now.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But I mean, I feel like the Dodgers, the reason why in the beginning of the season they didn't really like flourish, like you saw like the Padres on top, you saw the Giants on top, the Dodgers were like kind of third. It's because of the starting pitching injuries, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big shout out to Yamamoto, who has a 1 ERA, guys. He's 3-2, but he has a 1.06 ERA, 11.4 strikeouts per 9 innings. This guy has been throwing so well for the Dodgers, but everybody else in the rotation is injured. So it's kind of sad to see that Sasaki, he's decent. What is he, 0-1 with a 3.55? It's They need more. They had so much starting rotation depth in the beginning of the season, and one by one, everybody went down. So sad to see that, and hopefully the Dodgers can get their pitching back up, because that's what you want, and that's what you need to win.
Well, that's what we were doing in the offseason, is that we were wondering why in the world are we getting another, you know what I mean, guy coming in pitching when we already have Shohei, this, that, and the third. And I think this is the reason why. Guys who've been playing long innings, long games the last couple of years. They're starting to break down a little bit. They need a little bit of time to kind of regenerate, kind of get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
And Yamamoto's doing a 1 ERA. That's pretty nice.
Pretty
Can't
good.
be mad at that.
It is nice. But it's like I'm looking at it right now. Y'all have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different starting pitching that started this year, which is not a good sign.
Not at all.
12 different pitchers in 30 games is not good.
No.
Yeah, so it's like y'all need to get your main starting rotation back to have that kind of what's the good word? Consistency.
Some synergy.
Yeah, synergy plus consistency in your rotation to kind of succeed for the Dodgers. But you guys are number 1 right now, so I'm sure you guys
That's
are
why I
chilling.
said I ain't too
Yeah,
worried.
you guys are chilling. 30
I ain't
games,
too
you know.
worried, pimping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We big time.
Yeah.
Even though your boy's playing like Hercules over there.
I mean,
Y'all barely-
Judge is
y'all
almost
barely surviving with the
batting
Red
better
Sox
than
on
my
the floor.
career in my freaking video game. This man batting over 400.
You going crazy.
Oh my goodness! Shout out Aaron Judge. Let's go, Cap. Keep on going.
Shout out
I'm
to
still
Aaron.
taking Dodgers out the West.
You already know what it is. Come on.
I ain't changed my mind yet.
Oh, I have one
Dodgers
question
and Sox,
in
baby.
baseball. I have one question for you guys before we kind of close off in the MLB. We got the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants right now leading the National League West, right? Let's take out the Dodgers because they're really good. Out of the Padres and Giants, who do you think it will be most likely to fall off from their current standing right now? Giants or Padres?
Padres.
You think Padres would be more likely to fall than the Giants?
I think so. I think
Okay.
the Giants will be consistently decent
Okay.
and win games that they shouldn't win, but I think the Padres lose games that they shouldn't lose.
I see. Okay. What about you, Mikey?
I'll probably say I like the Padres better than the Giants. I think Padres, I like their rotation or their batting lineup this year. I feel like Machado has been nice. I feel like Tatis has really been nice. And I don't know. I feel like that success, they was right there last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Came up short, but I feel like they're trying to get a little revenge and they trying to make a run at those Dodgers.
Nice. So I'm pretty. Yeah, I go with your opinion, Mikey, because I think Padres in general, like talent, they have so much more talent than the Giants, and in terms of experience, Padres have been there more recent than the Giants. So I feel like in terms of like this early season success for the Giants, it's great because for the Giants they just signed Willie Adames, a 6-year contract, a big contract. Jung-Hoo Lee came back from a season-ending injury last season where he got shut down after like a month of baseball. Now Jung-Hoo Lee's like batting in the middle of the lineup, one dotting. So I feel like Now they're kind of like slowly forming a nice squad right here. But in terms of who's gonna go up, I feel like Padres over Giants in my opinion.
Mm.
Yeah. All right.
It's gonna be an interesting one.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
I'm
fun.
excited to see. I'm excited to see what it's gonna be like in the next couple games. I'm excited to see what 60 game looks like.
Yep.
See
60 game
see,
point.
see if
Yep.
my Red Sox are on top. You know what it is.
Yes,
So
sir. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's get it. All
you
right,
know,
David. Let's go.
guys, it was one of those weekends that was just one to remember. It was just amazing. It was storyline after storyline, and it was for one of my favorite sports in the game. You already know what it is. It was the NFL Draft 2025. We had some big names get drafted. I think the first thing we had the first number one overall pick. A lot of people wanted to know who that was. It was Cam Ward from Miami, quarterback. You know, what I mean, he was doing his thing. We were surprised that the Tennessee Titans were gonna pick him, but they picked him. We also had a couple of interesting situations. There's another quarterback that we are going to talk about a little bit, but I really want to talk about some teams that were really, really interesting. And I'm really right now going to pass it off to my boy, Michael John, because our favorite team, you know what it is, the New England Patriots, did some dirty business during this draft. And I got to let the boys know what's going on. So, Michael John, what happened with our Pats, and how did we make even more of a dent in the AFC East?
Yeah, well, they got the offensive line shored up a bit right there. Obviously, our first pick in the draft was Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU. Some people criticize this guy during his career early on. They say he got short arms. And that boy proceeded to play 38 out of 38 games, 2,500 snaps, bro, and give up 5 sacks his whole college career. So 2,500 snaps and 5 sacks sounds pretty good to me. And I don't know if y'all saw him talking at all. He's like talking about how he gonna die for this. He said, "I'm gonna die for that man." Drake
Oh,
May.
right,
Drake
right.
May was like, "All right." He's like, "I
Got a
like this
dog.
guy." It's like I like this guy already. I like the way he talks too. Excuse me, because he was speaking about for an edge rusher, a defensive lineman that's trying to sack a quarterback. 12 sacks in 12 games means you're going to get paid the highest percentage of that position. If I give up 12 sacks in 12 games, I'm going to work for Amazon. And he said, ain't nothing wrong with that, but he set his goals and his precedent way higher. And I loved hearing that, bro. So
Wow.
that was my favorite pick. Of course, it was the number 4 overall pick, so like I could easily just jump to that. I will toss out that our third round pick, Kyle Williams. He's a wide receiver out of Washington State. Nasty. I really like the way he looks. Solid career. Didn't miss time. Played. He ain't like a barn burner, like just a straight speed demon, but he's not one of those dudes like we're just drafting him because he's 6'3" and he's a big boy. He really is like a in between there type wide receiver. So I love that pick. And then we also got a running back too. You know,
Yes,
we got to get someone, bro. We had to have someone help that line,
listen,
right?
Trayvon Henderson. When I tell you, I feel like this boy coming out of Ohio State has been watching Zeke highlights his entire career. Did you see the pass blocking highlights that he had protecting his quarterback? I think one of the things that we really saw in the season this past year was that the Patriots offensive line, the interior was weak. They were a bunch, we say two ply. That's really what it boils down to. They was two ply. Now we got a little body. We got two bodies who could do a little something something. So I'm really excited about that. Were there any other picks that were exciting that the Patriots that you felt like took? You know what I mean? I know that they like to take their last picks. You know what I mean? I'm just wondering if you felt like the Mr. Irrelevant pick might be somebody. DB,
I
Kobe.
mean, we'll see. Could be. I mean, if you're defensive backs, I feel like you can find a lot of talent at that position. They did draft a center over there in the third round as well because we had 2 picks in the third round, I believe. Yeah, we got him in the third, right at the end of the third. But Jared Wilson, a center. So we'll see. I think we just need to make sure that offensive line gives Drake May time because he kind of remind me of Josh Allen last year a little bit. He trying too hard to push the ball down the field because he don't have time and he's scrambling off. he's off his stance. He off the platform, so to say. He had to hop up off the platform and make something happen. So let's just see if they give him some time. I like it. Let's building blocks, one step at a time here. So
Listen,
I'm really satisfied with the New England Patriots draft this year. So
I think it was a good one. One draft that I was extremely excited to see and wondering if the rich were gonna get richer. YBK,
Yes, sir.
your Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys do?
Let's go.
What happened?
All right.
I heard y'all was doing some dirty business. Yeah, I heard, you know what I mean? You know,
We
Howie
made some
be-
trades. We
Howie
made some
be trying to
trades over
make it
here.
poppin'.
Yeah, Mr. Howie. Howie went to work. So basically, we traded up one spot to take this man from Alabama. This man from Alabama, Jihad Campbell. This man from New Jersey, guys. Lifelong Eagles fan from his father and grandfather. So this is passed on from generation to generation, and he got drafted, and this man is crazy. Some say he's top 10 talent. He got drafted first round, 31st pick. You know, he can be a dual threat linebacker, pass rusher, so let's see. He can learn from our good old friend. What's his name? What was his name? Zach Bond?
Yes, sir.
Yes. He could learn alongside with him, so that's great. So I'm very happy that we took him. And I feel like I loved it when we drafted him, when they, walk up to the stage, they made a whole thing for them this time, you know what I'm saying? They made a whole, walkway. So there's a mirror, before you go up. He brought his own Eagles hat. Wore that, took the picture, went up, got his jersey. So that hat you see when he got drafted is his own personal hat, not given from the official, the staff, So I'm happy to see that. And I feel like overall, Howie in this draft went more defense. It's more, all right, we won the chip. How can we sustain this team with our picks here? Because we did, we talked about in the last pods about, some pieces of the Eagles that, they went away, because they got the chip, they got paid, good for them. Yep. So we got to fill up our spots. So, yeah, I like it. I like it. So I trust Howie. One of the GMs I love.
Michael John, you think the rich are getting richer, just loading back up on defense? Do you feel like that was a smart move? Do you feel like they needed to draft a tight end, maybe a running back or another wide receiver? Or do you felt like this was Gucci?
Didn't really pop my eyes that's who they drafted. I mean, there was a couple other moments in the draft that I was confused about who was being drafted or had some thoughts about what was going on, but it might have been a quiet move. You know what I mean? I don't know. The Rams were quiet when they took Jared Verse last year. I didn't think it was bona fide. This is gonna be the rookie DPOY. So, I mean, we'll see. Time will tell.
It could be a Cooper DeJean. Let's get it.
Very true. It's very true. The one thing, you know what I mean, we got to talk about, and Mikey says it best. Time will tell. I think we got to talk about these two teammates. Two teammates who played, they played at the wonderful school, Colorado. You know what I mean? They, one was a quarterback, one was a wide receiver and a DB. And I think when you think about these teammates, it was definitely a tale of two brothers, two players that we both thought, or I think many thought, were going to be very close. We got to highlight, the best. We're going to highlight the best. Travis Hunter, the Jacksonville Jaguars decided to trade up and get your boy, dual player, Travis Hunter. Very easy. He had an early night. And we'll talk about, maybe we'll see if he's about that life, and we'll talk about that in a second. However, quarterback Shedeur Sanders waited not one, not two, but 3 days to get selected. He was the overall 144th pick and got picked in the 5th round by none other than the Cleveland Browns. Guys, were you watching this free fall like the rest of us were, or was it just me?
Well, this is the story of the draft. Let's be real. We talked about our picks for our teams because we like our teams, but the story of NFL draft is, why did Shedeur Sanders fall as far as he did? I mean, the dude was a minus 2,000 to be drafted in the 1st round. I mean, seriously, craziness to me. Steelers,
Crazy.
man, what y'all doing? I'm shocked. I mean, what do you guys think? It's the cockiness because the whole storylines have been he had terrible formal interviews. He didn't want to throw right in the combine. He was full of himself. Entitled was a word that I saw in a lot of the articles. That's craziness to me. I mean, personally, I seen the dude play. I watched him play. I watched him set the record for completion percentage and throw for over 4,000 yards and be up almost up on the Heisman stage. You know, we knew it was going to Travis Hunter. I mean, really? I don't know. Yeah, I need to hear what you guys
Well,
think.
YBK, I really want to hear from the GM, because YBK, I mean, the GM Sam is the resident guru when it comes to looking at guys and understanding this philosophy. Do you think that the attitude, some of the things that you heard, you know what I mean? Do you feel like that could attribute to you picking a player? You know what I mean? Even if the tape is decent, you know what I mean? He's not maybe the best quarterback that you've seen, but he's definitely not the worst. He's probably like this, the second or third best arm, maybe fourth at the worst, but he makes great decisions, does great things. When you hear all of these other, character attributes, how does that make you feel?
I feel like there's a difference between confidence and arrogance, right?
Mm.
So for him, like looking at these articles about like these interviews has been really like, very informal. Like he can't really like you see the difference on like a quarterback that got drafted, number one versus him. Like you see Cam Ward, like, oh, he's just dressed up with this like a regular necklace and like a polo and jeans on. He's just regular, he's ready, you know. Where like this guy's like, oh, he's entitled, he's too entitled, like all this. And I feel like in terms of professional sports, and especially in the game of football, where all these owners and especially the owners are all like 60, 70 plus, you can't really show that arrogance and that like attitude of like, you can't do that, I feel, in my opinion.
Mm.
So I feel like that really took a toll on him, and but to see him drop that hard is crazy though to me. That's a shocker. Even though like we say like, oh, like attitude issues, he didn't want to throw in the combine, all this, like then to go that low really like kind of shows like, damn, like you really have to really also work on your deliverance, on your appearance, and how you want to show up to the press too
Yeah.
as well, not your athleticism.
Yeah, I think there's two things, two notes that I want to talk to the public about Shador Sanders. I think the first thing is that his father is prime time. You know what I mean, Dion. And Dion was an amazing player and was very cocky. However, when Dion came to the league, he backed it up. He might not have been as cocky as his son coming in, but he was able to back it up. We look now, fast forward, we look at his son. He did say something during an interview that I felt was a little off-putting. He said, "Do you know who my daddy is?" Listen, Playboy, you playing in the NFL. Nobody cares who your daddy is.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even mention your daddy. Steph Curry, I never even heard him even say he had a daddy. It wasn't until years later I said, oh yeah, his daddy was in the league. That makes sense. He never said, "Do you know who my daddy is?"
Yeah.
So I mean
That's
that put me a little bad taste in my mouth. Second thing, listen, all three of us, we dibble and dabble in the arts. We have some abilities. We all able to do our own special thing. However, if I knew that I was getting drafted to be maybe in the top 5, top 10 of of a franchise, be the face of a franchise, might be making about 40, 50, maybe even $60 million. I wouldn't say on camera to one of my competitions, "Hey, we should do a rap song together." That's just me. Not sitting here saying rap songs ain't great. Not saying not to have a little content, have some fun, do your thing. But during this time period, I felt like it was a little off-putting because I felt like you should be a little bit more serious. So that was something that I definitely felt was a little weird. But we'll see if the legendary Ice Money can back it up in the league. Do we feel like this fifth round pick is going to elevate into something greater? or are we thinking, hey, this is his shine right here and now?
It's tough. That's a bad team to be drafted to right now, in my opinion. That's what I think. Because
Mm.
we've seen guys slide down, but not that much. A first rounder, they were saying like a guaranteed first rounder, basically, all but guaranteed. All of these crazy passes on him though might come back to bite these teams in the butt because he might be nice like that. He might be nice like that. It's just that's a hard team to play on. But we've seen Baker Mayfield do it. So I ain't gonna sit here and say
True.
Baker Mayfield went to like a winless Browns team, and we thought they was crazy when they took him up that high. So maybe this time they nailed a great pick.
Mm.
True.
Bobby K, how are we feeling? Are we feeling like this fifth round pick is gonna just be a fifth round pick, or do we feel like he's gonna, being a son of a prime time player, he's gonna button up and figure out something nice?
He got to prove himself given any opportunity. Like if he does even given an opportunity, like you have to, in any situation you have to show up, no matter what. If you want to kind of like live up, like kind of get that confidence and be confident, you gotta like what you said, David. You gotta prove it.
Mm.
Show me what you can do.
I mean, what's up?
But the thing is,
See
I
if
don't
they
know
let
if
him.
you're gonna get the opportunity though, because
Exactly.
that's
See if they
gonna be
let him
tough.
start.
Yeah, there's 4 people ahead of you, so good luck. But
Well, one of them is injured, is gonna be gone for the rest of the season. The other one is old, and the other one is a rookie. So you might have something. You might get lucky. You
true,
might get
Yeah.
lucky.
true,
One
true.
one one guy I would love to just shout out real quick. I mean, before we move on to the biggest part of the episode. Um, Cam Scatterboo was drafted fourth round. He's a running back. I mean, he was at Arizona before. He's Arizona State. He was drafted 105. 105. I mean, he's known for his yards after contact. I think he's going to be like a Kyle Juszczyk type of player. And I mean, I just saw just the emotion of him getting drafted. It really kind of just brought a little emotion to my heart because I know that boy's been working really hard. I saw him, I mean, during one of the playoff games, and he was working that thing as best as he could. He was Scatterboo to the left, Scatterboo to the right, Scatterboo to the middle, and Scatterboo throwing the ball. So literally, he was throwing the ball. So shout out to my boy. And last second, one little thing. You already know YBK.
Yo,
When it comes to Muggs getting paid, I gotta let the people know. Okay? We're gonna shift a little gears. I know we're just talking about NFL draft. We're gonna talk a little bit about NFL free agency. And my boy, I think Michael John, I think one of your peoples too. I think you got respect for the man. George Kittle signed a 4-year extension that will keep him with the only NFL team he's ever known through the 2029 season. 4 years, 76.4 million with $40 million guaranteed.
thank.
Guys, how do we feel about this? George is not a young man, but they're paying him like he's a primetime producer. Is he the Brock Purdy safety net? Is this why he's getting these checks? What's the deal, Michael John? Talk to me.
It's like one of them character players. Like this is the heart of our team type player. He
Mm,
play hard. He's got hurt before. We've seen him get hurt,
Yeah,
but he pass catch like he's got great hands. Like he could really he don't drop many, but he's tough. He be getting out there. He likes when he's mic'd up to show that he pass blocking. He likes to show that he getting a little dirty in the trenches. We seen that. So I love it. Let him get his money. And not only is it a good deal because they get to keep him now, basically, maybe he'll stay there the entirety of his career. It also lowers his cap hit, almost guaranteed, because they're going to restructure the contract, 40 million guaranteed of the 76 million up front, but he was going to be a 22 million dollar cap hit, and this will now assist in lowering that cap hit. Depending, we'll see what the number is going to be after, but the contract will be restructured. So I love it. I feel like you'll like that one too, Sam, because I know you're a Kittle fan too.
yeah, I really like it. And I mean, if you look at the stats too, like it kind of he did well. Like 2-time Pro Bowl, 2-time All NFL second team, 1-time All NFL first team, playoff experience. So you're gonna retire as a 49er.
49er. They're
Yeah,
gonna
for
retire
life.
his trophy.
Yep.
I respect it.
You have to. You have to. I feel like they should.
I wish
and
he
that they
won one
will.
of them, actually. I wish he won one of those 2 Super Bowls that they lost to Kansas City. I would have been fine with it.
I mean, what a career he has. What a career. He started in 2017, guys.
Shout out to Kittle. Our
Yeah,
boy going
veteran.
crazy.
8 years in the NFL is pretty impressive.
8 hard years too. Not
Yeah.
like no soft Jones.
I
That boy
feel-
been working.
Yep.
Boy been working.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, good for him.
Guys, is it time to talk about what the people came to see? People came to hear.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
NBA,
Ma-
baby.
Michael John, are you ready?
NBA, baby.
You know it. You know what
YBK,
we're
YBK, do you want to set the fireworks off? 'Cause
Oh! All right, guys. NBA playoff has been going crazy. Like, I mean crazy. These playoffs have been very, very fun. And I don't know if you guys want to just want to start with the teams that kind of already clinched their way. You want to talk about like the Western first or the Eastern first?
Go. Let's go East first.
All right,
I
I
think we
like
talk
that, I
about
like
the East
that.
first because the West has a little more
like
juice
that.
to it.
I like that.
I feel like, right? Let's start East.
And then let's get it from the first seed to the eighth seed. The Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Miami Heat. I think earlier I said Cleveland won 4-1, but I'm sorry, guys, 4-0. These guys swept these Miami Heats, and I mean Game 4. I was watching Game 4, guys, and I mean the 5 starting lineup, Cleveland Cavaliers, they're plus minus. Everybody was on a plus, guys. And they were so efficient on the floor, it was ridiculous. And I mean, you got Jared Allen plus 42, Max Strus plus 34. I mean, these guys, Donovan Mitchell, Sam Merrill, Evan Mobley, they were all dominant. And the Cavaliers beat the Miami Heat in a dominating fashion. How'd you guys feel about this series?
I mean, we both knew that this was going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. I never felt anything about the Miami Heat in any way, shape, or form. I didn't think, I know people were saying maybe Bam and Tyler could get one, but I wasn't really too worried about it at all. The Cleveland Cavaliers are on a tear. The question is can they get to Boston? That's really it is. They're shipping off to Boston. Okay. Michael John, how we feel about this? This was easy peasy. It was like barbecue chicken.
Y'all see my camera right now? Y'all can see me?
Yeah.
This was me during the series. As I was asleep. I mean, if they wanted a white boy throwing up a bunch of jump shots, they could have hollered at your boy. I would have flown out for a couple. I would have been down. I mean, shout out to Tyler Hero, right? But damn, they did not. That was not it. They had no Jimmy, no juice. Donovan Mitchell is solid as a team leader. They're moving on. DPOY.
It just showed the
big
dominating
boys.
of the first seed against the eighth seed.
I felt like there's not much to say about this. Like, this was a true 1 seed just whooping up on the 8 seed. 55 points, 138 to 83 to end the series. Come on. Good night.
So
Go to
that
bed. See you,
55-point
Miami.
margin Game 4 was the 4th biggest playoff win ever. Playoff history, guys. So, yeah. So,
But
apparently...
we all hit that series, too, though. We all predicted, but Sam does get the extracurricular point because he did pick Cavs in 4. So... I'll give him that.
Yes, I did say Cavs in 4.
No.
But I saw an article after the Miami got swept, where saying like Eric Spoelstra kind of said like the drama of Jimmy Butler definitely affected the team culture and chemistry.
I bet it did.
But it's like, why
whack.
say it now? Like, there's no.
That's
Everybody
such a
knew
whack
this.
thing to say. Yeah, of course it did, because Jimmy carried you
That
out
was
to
your
the playoffs
leader,
every
like, of
single year.
course.
So
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Sorry, Expo. You're a
Yeah,
great
that
coach,
was-
but
I feel like there's not
sorry.
really much to talk about that series because I was just like done.
Yeah.
All right. You want to go to the second seed or you want to go to the other spice?
We should go to the second seed. We
could talk about the Celtics and Magic. I think that this had a little bit more energy to the series because the Magic actually have a talented team.
Yeah.
And they have a good core.
Yeah.
I think the takeaways I'm going to tell y'all from this series, in my opinion, is that Drew Holiday missing games is a big difference maker because on defense, you could switch so many more situations. Like Paulo and Franz was difficult to guard. Paulo Banchero, he's a stud. He gonna ball for some years to come. Franz Wagner is nice too. He's all-star level. We talking. When Drew Holiday was out and they was able to get mismatches, you could switch Derek White and Drew could switch, and if KP, even Al Horford, the big guys can switch and guard them too.
Definitely
It's
can.
it's actually like doable. It's just when no Drew Holiday, if it's like Hauser is in that position, Pritchard is in that position, that's when the Celtics were a little bit of vulnerable. And it felt like they didn't have like the blood in the water shark mentality. As I watched the series, it lacked that sort of feeling until the last half of Game 5. You know, second half we kind of put a real whooping. We took the paddle out and said, "Come here."
Come
So
here.
those are some of the big takeaways I had, and I will say, YBK and me both did hit Celtics in 5 on this one.
Yep, let's go.
Listen, we already knew. Okay, I wasn't worried about the Celtics. This was going to be a tune-up series in terms of Jason Tatum getting ready to play. The man sat out some games. Holiday sat out some games. I felt like this was not even a real series. We can't even really tell what the Celtics even really look like because neither one of those boys really played together. So, I mean, Banchero, he got a little game on him. Still a little pouty for me. Needs to get his game together. But other than that, he'll be in the league. He'll be working. He'll be scoring buckets.
I have like what, two things to say about this Celtics Magic. Shout out to the Magic. As what Mikey said, they're a great team, and the Magic fouled crazy to the Celtics in this series, and we see that kind of like, even though it was round one, gentlemen's sweep, they kind of got Celtics a little sweaty a little bit. You know what I mean? They kind of got him moving, so I kind of like that. Number two, I'm very happy to see that JT is back. He's healthy. His wrist seems fine, so he's not gonna. Hopefully that doesn't mess with him, but he looked good when he came back. And the next thing is, like, it's good that they did a 4-1. They're just chilling till we find a winner. So rest up right now for the Celtics. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Basically.
completely fair.
Yeah.
Great takeaways. Tatum wrist looked great last night.
Yeah. Yeah. There was,
Yeah, he was
feel like no
efficient
issue.
as hell. So just need him and J. We need JB to click because JB he been hurting. He dislocated a finger in this series. He's had the knee injury with the injections. It's good. Let him get a little rest. Let him rest up.
Yes,
D
sir.
White is clutch.
D White is clutch.
100%, 1000%.
I really want that. I really want a Celtics New York this one so bad, so bad.
Well, let's get to that series last because it's still ongoing.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we talk Pacers Bucks?
Of course.
What
Yes.
did y'all catch any of these games? These were exciting games. I love this series. This was an exciting series in my opinion.
The most exciting 4-1 series that you could ever have. 100%. They were close games. Guys were doing some wildness. I mean, my cousin got beat. That's really. I feel a little dejected. You know what I'm saying? My cousin. You know what I'm saying? Dame tried to come back, couldn't come back. Now he's out for the John. It's gonna be a tough situation for a little bit. So I'm feeling like it's the end of the Bucks era, and this was the cherry on top that just let everybody know my boy Giannis might be coming to purple and gold. Who knows?
Imagine.
I don't think it's likely. I think he's more likely to go to Miami.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Giannis in Miami will be very interesting too.
But let me
Who are they
talk
gonna
about
give up?
this.
But yeah.
Let me talk about someone that
Let's
I
do
think we need to talk about because I know Dame was chirping early in the series. He was chirping. He said they was chirping each other. You the most overrated player in the league. Who was voted the most overrated player in the league and just went and did that in that last game to close out the series? Because I had Pacers in 6. You guys had Pacers in or Camden had Pacers in 7. Sam had Bucks in 7. I honestly was close to saying Pacers in 5. I knew Pacers were winning this series. I knew the Bucks just don't got that no more. They don't got it. They just don't, man. And they tried. They tried to switch out Middleton for Kuzma, pick up Gary Trent, let the big boys Portis and Brooke Lopez do their thing. They just don't got it no more. Like, I understand Giannis's frustration at the end of this series because they choked that game away at the end for sure. Halliburton saved the Pacers, bro. He scored the last 7 points in a row to end regulation, or 9 points in a row to push that game to OT, and then he hit the game-winning shot in OT. Yeah, straight up. And he should talk that shit. Go ahead, talk that. You deserve it after everyone be clowning you all year about like your numbers are trash and this and that. It's like you're trying to win games, y'all. You know
Well,
what I mean?
did you hear about his daddy? You know what I mean? Coming on the court after letting Giannis know. Listen, man, stop talking about put your name son out my mouth. Okay, he's pulling up on Giannis. I said, you know what I mean?
Yo, they got close. They got close, Dave.
They got to the face. He said at first he thought it was a fan. Then I realized it was Halliburton's dad. I said, what's going on?
like a boxing match.
You seen what Giannis was doing to Benedict Mathurin's head? That boy was trying to pop his head, bro. Giannis was crashing out because, I mean, I might too crash out if I did 30, 20, and 13 and we lost like that. I mean, that man did everything. That man said, Atlas, I'm going to put the world on my back, and they couldn't even give him, you know. Gary Trent hits all those threes in OT and at the end of the game.
Most important three.
Just to turn the ball over with the shot clock. No shot clock on end of the game. I know, bro. It melted, bro. Butterfingers, but I mean, shout out to him. He did his thing, though. He tried, Gary Trent.
He was killing it, and then he. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. So
got the LeBron situation. LeBron did the same thing. I was like, yo.
Yeah, the Bucks franchise, their dynasty is done.
It's over.
It's over.
And it's over.
They're not that dominating Bucks anymore. And like for me to say Bucks in 7, watching the series, I was like, okay, wow, I was totally wrong. Their Bucks are done. Giannis needs to find a new team.
The Pacers run, bro. The Pacers run. And the Bucks don't run like that. They got them big boys, like them, like a bunch of tall Giannis, Bobby Portis, and Lopez on the floor. At the same time, like at the end of the game, their rotations, they had some white boy. I was like, who the hell is this? I'm like, who this boy?
Just running.
He played a good game too, but I'm like, bye, Doc. I think that's
the end.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
you think this is the end of the coaching tree for Doc?
Maybe his assistant. Maybe he's not gonna be a head coach for a hot minute. I think so.
I agree.
So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, those
Bye-bye,
three
Doc.
series are wrapped up though. So
Yep.
And we got the other tightly contested. The only real series that I felt like we kind of had a little bit of a feeling of y'all were a little bit mixed. Me, I was more confident. I thought Knicks for sure were winning in 5. I felt like they was coming out with a statement to prove. They was damn sure close to it. I don't know what the hell happened with Josh Hart and Brunson was hurting a little bit and they wanted to get out the game. I don't know if y'all watched game 5 right the other day. I mean, it felt like to me they had a chance to close the door and they didn't do it. And now I'm a little bit like, can Detroit take this thing?
They do this all the time. They can't close. That's the thing about these New York boys. Jalen Brunson during the regular season will have a closeout fourth quarter where he scores 16 points, and you're like, wow, this man's really a closer. But then in the playoffs, he can't do it. Come on. I'm telling you, I'm thinking Detroit's going to take this. Just letting you know.
Yeah, but I mean, to sum up game 5, you just got to make your free throws.
Make them free throws.
Most important thing ever. Classic, most most basic thing ever. You got to capitalize on your free throws.
That's a big fact. If McBride hits one of those free throws, they at least can try to. They could go for a tip in. Yeah, you're right because McBride bummed one of them free throws at the end. That was a smart play by Detroit. Like, let's play the numbers. We're not even gonna let you get a 3-point shot up.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all caught the game before game 4. Cat clutched up like crazy. He hit a crazy shot, fading baseline, rainbow shot at the end of the when they was down 5, right? He hit a crazy shot. Then on the next possession, he pulled up from like 30-something feet. I was like, huh? And I was shocked. He was the one clutching it up for him. Like, I know the ball's in Brunson's hands at the end usually, but that was when he was off the court for a hot second because he had tweaked first. He had tweaked his thing.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it again last night. Mikal Bridges was trying a little bit, but
yeah, that was crazy. The rainbow shot followed by a 3 in the end to end it. It's crazy.
That was a crazy sequence by Cat.
Crazy.
Respect, bro. That's why they traded for him.
It's true.
Julius
for
can't
moments
do that.
like
Julius
that.
can't do that. Well, we'll see, but Julius can't do that right now.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Wow, that's did have awesome. A good game that's last time, but
wow.
So do y'all? What do y'all think? You think there's any chance? Because I'll still say, like, I still think Knicks is gonna close it out. because it's very rare. I think it's like 5% chance in NBA history that like teams down 3-1 come back. 95%
If
of
anybody's
teams.
gonna do it, it's gonna be Detroit.
You
If
think
anybody's gonna do it,
so?
it's gonna be Detroit.
Wow, really? Wow.
I disagree. I think
I'm
it
going
would be
Knicks.
someone on the west bracket that you guys potentially are rooting for, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Looking
Because I
shaky
mean,
when I.
it's an unlikely situation. I think if they had a little bit more like a playoff experience, maybe. But shout out to Cade. He followed up. He
Shoot.
didn't have a great game leading up to the fourth quarter, but he hit the big shots in the fourth when you need your big dog to do the thing.
Yes, sir. Big shout out.
No. Yeah, I'm excited. I think Knicks is closing this one out though, and I want to play the Knicks because I'm going to I'm going to one of these games. That's for sure. I was gonna go to Game 5, and then we decided because wifey couldn't get out of work like early enough, and we didn't want to rush the game. I was like, no, it's all good. They closing out anyway in 5. Let's wait for the big dogs. Like let's
Better
wait for this.
biggie.
Yeah, let's wait for this next one. So
I like it. I like it.
I really like that.
nice.
All right.
That's the
So-
East side.
That is the
Yeah.
east side.
All right.
That's my territory.
Is it time? Is it time to take it to the west?
Let's get it to the West. I mean, there's only one team that clinched so far. Let's talk about that series, guys. Thunder Grizzlies. OKC full sweep. Grizzlies couldn't do it. They couldn't close it. How'd you guys feel about this one?
I mean, was there ever a doubt? Was there ever a thought of them even thinking about it? I said I wasn't worried about this round. It was smooth daddies in
There was a game where Grizzlies were up by 27. Ja went out. I think they caught up and won it. And I was like, wow, I thought the Grizzlies were gonna take this one, but yeah, I feel like first seed things, and let's see how the Thunders do in the next round, because that's how they got eliminated last year in second round by the Mavs. So let's see how they do this year against the winner of the Nuggets and Clippers. We'll talk about later, but yeah, that's what what I said in the last pod is still there. It's still up in the air. Thunder's gonna get eliminated round 2. I said that. I'm still keeping my word. We'll see what happens. How'd you feel, Mikey, about this one?
I mean, it was boring. Ja going out definitely took the life out of them.
Yeah.
They put up a bit of a fight, the Grizzlies, but I feel like Jalen Williams was the best player on the Thunder in this series. I don't know. I mean, I know Shea had one good game, but
Shea looked a little shaky.
yeah, shaky Gilgeous Alexander.
Shaky, oh my god, funny.
Shaky G.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Jalen Williams kind of came to play. I respect it because I feel like Shea ain't gonna get the same amount of calls. He had a great closeout game. Don't get me wrong, which is like that's lit, but it's not gonna. You're gonna have to have some consistency, and we're gonna have to see what he does against a good team. Because the play-in team, it don't impress me, but that team is dangerous. The Thunder. I think they're gonna run it to the finals. If I'm being honest with you.
Finals, you think?
Yeah, I think they're gonna run it to the finals. I ain't saying they're gonna win the finals.
Wow.
That's it, but they're gonna get there.
They're gonna get there.
I think so.
That's okay.
All right. Bold
Okay.
predictions.
All right, so you want to go to the Rockets Warriors? I mean, these 3 series here, they're not finished here yet. So let's go to the number 2, Rockets Warriors. They're playing right now. Rockets are up 107-84, but Golden State leads the series 3-1. Rockets are down 3-1, guys. But
So it's 3-2 essentially then.
yeah, after
They
you
win tonight.
win this
In
one.
Yeah,
about
because
10
Rockets
minutes.
Yeah,
Rockets got this one. Like,
but I still feel like Warriors gonna take the next one in 6.
I think this is going to be the biggest upset. Not the biggest upset, but in terms of the seedings.
Yeah.
Which we all talked about. We knew the Warriors were going to take this. But yeah, I think the Warriors we're going to win it in game 6. Call it a day. Yeah, dang.
I agree.
Yeah, I still think Warriors in 6. To jump back actually to Thunder, we all picked Thunder in 5, so none of us really was confident in that sweep. But it's all good. Can't get them all.
Yeah.
But we did all pick Warriors in this series. Me and you,
7.
Camden in 6, and
I
YBK you
said
took
7.
Warriors in 7, which looks like a possibility actually.
Very
I mean,
true.
I imagine that after you have a bad game like this, you come out and you play with an intensity. Them young boys, Amen Thompson went crazy in the first half. 5 steals.
Did you hear about what the front office said about Rocket said about Amen?
What they say?
He is untouchable in trade talks.
I don't blame them
So
for saying
he's
that.
added to like that kind of list of like, bro, this guy we're keeping him. He is not
He's
touchable,
young, bro. Because
Yeah,
he's young.
I like him too. I like him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Curry's got something left in him. You know what I mean?
But they
Like,
need
like,
Jimmy. They need Jimmy to play with Curry. Without Jimmy,
not
they
really.
lose.
They won without him.
But they can't sustain that, in my opinion.
I mean, they just need to win one more this series.
Yeah,
You're right
yeah,
that they're not going to go to the finals without Jimmy. That's a fact. I agree with that. But for now, this series, like you just need one performance. You know what I mean? You already won 3 of them. You can't drop 2 more because they're gonna lose tonight. But you just need one good performance. And hey, as long as Steph has one running mate, I feel like he'll be all right.
I agree. I mean, Podziemski's, he's shooting when he's shooting. So we'll see.
That's the thing. Post be going crazy. Podziemski's really be about that life. He be dropping 27 points like on the rip, like 8 for
Out of
12.
nowhere. Like, you're like, oh snap! This guy's balling today.
Where you coming from?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he had one good game. So did Gary Payton too. I mean, all of a sudden, I'm like, you just need one person to kind of step it up with him.
Facts.
Especially if Jimmy ain't gonna be playing, you're gonna need a couple of them role playing. Oh, the OGs especially too. Gonna need Draymond to come through with his submission defensive shutdown. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna need
definitely.
Gary Payton Jr. coming off the bench hitting some. That's what it is with this team. So
yeah, that's exactly what the Warriors
are gonna win this, but Rockets deserve respect, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Good coaching, good head coach, young squad, led by Freddie. Sengun's growing well, bro. I feel like he's gonna be even more dangerous years to come. Such a bright future ahead of him, especially the squad too. But guys, I want to talk about. I feel like this is like one of the spiciest series. Like, I feel like in the East it's like more Knicks Pistons series in round 1, and in the West I feel like it's the Denver Nuggets and Los Angeles Clippers, because these guys have been. I mean, Jokic going like screaming at his team, triple double. Jamal Murray the other day, what did he drop? 40 something.
43.
43. I'm like, okay, and then you see the other side clips. You see Kawhi balling. Guys, how do you feel about this one? Denver up 3-2 right now.
I mean, here's the thing. I think Kawhi coming back has been the cheat code of, this playoff situation. He's been hurt most of the year. We haven't really seen a lot of tape on him. Yeah. We haven't really seen him, with the full squad. Now he's coming in during the playoffs, and he's really making a mess of it all. I think we also have to talk about the Denver Nuggets not having a legitimate coach, which is I think is detrimental when you got Kawhi going crazy. I'm feeling the Clippers, man. I think the Clippers might be taking this. I don't know. They look good.
So Clippers in 7?
Possibly.
That's the only way.
Wait, that's the only option you got. You don't have no other option.
They can't lose no more. They can't lose no more.
I'm just saying. I'm just feeling like that's what it's looking. It's looking not bad for that.
Big shout out to Zubac. I feel like this man this year just found like he's always a solid center. But man, dropping like what 27 here, like dang, all right, Zubac, like you showing like you can do it with this LA squad. So I love that. Trying to just compete against Jokic. So, but man, I give props to Jamal Murray though. This Jamal Murray playoff mode has, I feel like it's there. It's happening. It's happening.
Well, he finally had the performance. Like they needed Jokic needed that because Jokic needed a night off, and a night off for him was still a triple double, like 13, 12, and 10. This is what I'm gonna say to y'all.
Yeah.
Right. Like Sam, you had Clippers in 7, so that's still
Yeah.
a possibility. David, you had Clippers in 6, which you can't be in 6 anymore, but they still are in this series. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Correct.
I had
correct.
Nuggets in 7 just because of the experience factor and just feeling like, when you play with a chip on your shoulder, like, yeah, our coach got fired, but we're still champions from 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had last year, the Young Bulls in Minnesota, we was up 20 in the second half, and we let them kind of run us out the
Yeah.
building. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they're ready to close out this series because they had to win one series. That's what my vibe said. The moment the Clippers lost this series, in my opinion, was the moment that Aaron Gordon hit a game winning dunk as time
yes.
expired.
Mm.
Because if they win if that game goes to overtime, I think the Clippers win a game. And because they had went on a crazy run, 34-16. Nuggets was doing what they did last year, up 20 in the second half, choking away a fourth quarter, 34-16. Aaron Gordon bailed them out, bro. For 100%, Aaron Gordon bailed them out. Now
100%.
what happens next game? You get the signature Jamal Murray playoff special. He said, I got a 40 burger for you. Take that. How you feeling, Kawhi? How you feeling, James? How you feeling, Norm? How you feeling, Zubats? Like, it's all good. Jokic, you can take the night off. Christian Brown, we chilling. Don't worry, I got you tonight. Like, I'm gonna bundle y'all up. He just needed one performance like that. Now you have 2 games to put up one of those. So I just don't see the Clippers having it in them. I see one good signature performance from Harden and Kawhi in this game, and it goes into 7, and it goes back home, and Denver wins. If you asking me realistically, what I see happening, but I would prefer the Nuggets to wrap it up tomorrow.
You're right. They play tomorrow, right? Yep.
Yeah, I'll prefer them to wrap it up. I just think it's going to be hard because the Clippers are a well-coached team.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard. But this is the best series in the playoffs, in my opinion, so far. I've had a
agree.
lot of fun
I
watching
agree.
these games, bro. I've
Same.
had a lot of fun watching these
That
games.
dunk was crazy, guys. Like, after, it was like, no way. How did he get that? But it's like, wow. How it happened was, this whole sequence was amazing.
Off the Sambo shuffle, air ball.
Yeah.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a good one.
This is the last one, guys. It's gonna happen in 20 minutes here, guys. Game 5. We got the Los Angeles Lakers, Timberwolves, Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves taking a 3-1 lead against these Lakers. Lakers are at home today at Crypto. They're saying let's take it one day at a time, one game at a time. We can't think we can't win 3 in a row. Let's win today and go from there. How you guys feel? Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys aren't seeing my face, the MSD crew, if we're not watching the YouTube version of this, I'm telling you guys right now, I am nervous. I am afraid. I feel like I don't know what's going on. I see the blood in the water, and I see Anthony Edwards coming in like Freddy Krueger, just slashing and gashing, going crazy. So I think it's gonna be a miracle if my Lakers could take it. Cause I think Ant's saying these old geezers ain't got it, especially LaBrizzi, unfortunately. Michael John, how we feeling, man? How we feeling?
Y'all heard that Ant got fined?
For
what? For pushing Brizzy?
Nah, you heard what he said?
Nah, what do you say?
He said, "My thing bigger than yours." That's what he was yelling. Because the crowd was talking their thing, and he said, "My thing bigger than yours." He just said it a little differently.
no,
I know.
way.
He didn't just say it too. He proved it. I feel like that last game because he flying like he did last year versus the Nuggets. Like what y'all talking about? Like I'm the young Ant. I'm the young gun. I'm the new KD. That's what he want to be too. That's his like idol. You know it. Like, and when you see him talking, I believe it now too. But Randall is playing pretty good too. A little 2010 piece for y'all.
He's been really, really stepping up for them Timberwolves guys. Like do a double for a power forward like that, shooting them threes. Like amazing. McDaniels,
mismatch.
Extra motivation.
Jaden McDaniels has been crazy this series
that
too.
That lengthy scarecrow looking.
David,
wild.
we watched this Mr. Jaden McDaniels. I'm like, what is going
That
on?
lengthy scarecrow. I said, what you doing?
The thing is, they got the size, guys. They got Rudy, Jalen McDaniels, Randall. They got the size to We saw LeBron get shut down consecutive sequences when they're on offense, getting blocked by Randall, blocked by Gobert. Like I'm like, oh man, we're too
That's
small
the
right now.
mismatch.
Yeah,
That's the mismatch.
yeah.
It's the center position. And that's why y'all was trying to trade for Mark Williams and then the physical fell through and you didn't get Miles Turner and
Yep.
maybe you got Miles Turner, y'all would be looking Gucci
Definitely
right now.
different. Definitely
Someone
different
to
than
stretch
Jackson
the floor,
Hayes.
someone to protect the rim, someone to go head to head versus a McDaniels, a Rudy
A
Gobert.
big man,
But
yeah.
respect to Rudy Gobert, that boy ain't scoring nothing, but he is playing good
Definitely.
defense this
Showing
series.
presence, yeah.
I was roasting him a few days back, and I'm eating my words. This is what I'm gonna ask y'all though. I have a few questions.
Yeah.
And I'll ask them in order. One, do you think that Luka is playing up to the standard that he needs to play in order for the Los Angeles Lakers to be winning playoff series?
I think Luca is playing to the standard of what Luca plays, not to the standard of what the Lakers need to win games.
I think that stomach flu game really took him down so bad. We all saw it. We all saw how he looked like grabbing his stomach, almost grabbing his heart sometimes. He couldn't breathe at times. He didn't perform that game. It's unfortunate that he was sick and we lost that game. All right. LeBron balled out. But other than that, he's been doing what he's been
Always
paid
done.
for and always been. Given
What
that
scoring enough though, you think? Like
Not
just
if you're
being a
not if you're giving up if you're scoring 36 and you're giving up 28, I think it's not enough.
That's what I'm asking, trying to get to. Like, because I feel like he's a defensive liability and you don't have a center to bail you out. Like Jackson Hayes, where is he? He's
yeah.
Foul trouble.
he's sitting down.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, second question that I want to ask y'all. What were your thoughts on the whole JJ Redick not doing no subs the second half? What was y'all thoughts on
I
that?
felt like it was a desperate game. They needed to win. So I felt like he had to do something where he's like, let me see if these boys got some legs. I think he should have had a 6 or 7 man rotation, not a 5 man rotation, because you got a 40-year-old LeBron, not a 25-year-old LeBron. Austin Reeves is throwing up alleys for LeBron every single time it's a 2-on-1. LeBron is not jumping. He's not jumping. He might do it once, maybe twice if you're lucky on a fast break, just to give some energy during the crowd, but he's not jumping. So I don't know why he keeps trying to throw these alleys like he got 25-year LeBron about to do some wildness. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree. Like it didn't make sense for me to see there's no subs at all in the next half, but I feel like it's more JJ Redick's like this is the best I got. This is the playoffs. We need these. I need my star players to play at the same time, but it can also lead to what we saw: Luca missing a freaking layup, wide open layup. Luca missing this like wide open three, like, and I feel like I'll take back what I said about it's Luca as advertised because of course, Luca makes some crazy threes with us in the Lakers, but I haven't seen like the consistency of doing that as he did in Dallas. Like those crazy deep threes, those crazy impossible Luca magic shots. Everything these days is more like, all right, you're sure to make the shot. All right, it doesn't seem like he's just chucking it and then making that thing anymore, which we kind of loved seeing back when Luca was in the Mavericks.
I think we've seen him getting cooked. I think it's more of the fact that we're seeing him getting cooked and we're seeing less of him on the highlights of scoring or more on the highlights of getting scored on than we're seeing him getting the highlights of scoring. He's still scoring 28 a game. You're just seeing him in the highlights double. 28 of scoring and then 24 of getting scored on, getting murked.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you're right.
Picking on him defensively.
For real, everybody. Doesn't matter who it is. Anthony Edwards licks his chops every time he's in front of Luca. Said this boy can't guard me.
Yeah. I will say I do think it was a mistake to not have no rotation substitutions because you go into the fourth quarter, you have a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, and you squander it. The biggest difference in my mind is like you ever played like you playing like I've been playing ball weekly, right? When we win 4 or 5 in a row, like every game after is harder because everyone who coming in is coming off of being sitting for the last game. It gets hard. I be seeing like when we be running, I'm like, can we still run y'all? Like, are we playing like now we playing half court sets? Cause like they can't be running like that. And it's like I'm always the one like I'm trying to push it. But I understand that's like me playing ball with the guys. NBA level ball, y'all. Like you got to sit. If
Yeah.
they just let LeBron, Luca, Rui sit for a hot minute, and you just need Gabe Vincent to hit 1 3, 1 2 threes. You need Jared
Second half,
Vanderbilt to make 1 or 2 stops on defense, bro. I mean, Jackson Hayes just for 1 or 2 stops, but 4 minutes from your starting center, that's crazy.
4 minutes, 2 fouls. He stayed 4 minutes. He get fouled. He can't stay on the board.
Yep.
Can't. He's a liability. I say, listen, you got 6 fouls for use him. You might as well foul out. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at least you could have given even a 3 minute rest might have been enough. Because even if you give up a 10-point lead in 3 minutes, you back up with your guys and you got a little juice. Because it was toward that end. You seen what Ant was doing. He's using the screen. He's hitting a jump shot, and there's no contest in front of his face, or he's driving right to the cup.
You can't let
And there's
LeBron
no-
just rest a minute and 47 seconds the whole game.
Yeah, bro. Like Tom Thibodeau, we be laughing at how much he be playing his players, and Tom Thibodeau has never done this, which is play your whole lineup, the same lineup in the second half. It's a little crazy to me, but hey, what's y'all predictions for the game tonight? Because I feel like
Lakers win. Lakers gonna take this dub. Come
I
on.
agree. Lakers in 7. Lakers
Lakers
gonna win
is
today.
7. Lakers is 7.
all right, I think that this is the night that they play a good game and probably play a very sound game and make substitutions. I don't think they're going to do that again. I don't think JJ Redick want to be that guy.
I agree.
I do think that they're probably going to win a close game. I wouldn't be surprised if they get closed out tonight because I think it really is going to be depending on if Minnesota plays to a high level.
Yeah.
Because I think the Lakers will play to their potential tonight. I do think so. I don't think Luka want to go out like that, and I don't think LeBron want to go out like that this year.
Facts.
I wouldn't blame them if they do go out like that though, because y'all don't got a center.
Yeah.
And
It's not the worst.
I mean, imagine if we just let y'all loaned y'all out Horford. Even Horford, he'd do it for y'all.
Listen, I'll take
He'd
Hauser.
even do it for y'all.
I'll take Hauser. I take anybody. I take anybody over
bro,
6'10". I'll be chilling. So
Anybody
I'm
can
gonna
fix
say Timberwolves probably in 6.
it. Ooh.
You
saying
know,
tonight they close it out, you ain't right. You ain't
no,
right.
I don't think they close it out tonight.
Oh, next game.
Yeah. I say Timberwolves in 6 right now. I think they'll close it out at home because I do feel like there's a real bit of sense of pride going into this game. With that being said, I think it's too big of a hole for this Lakers team to come out of a 3-1.
Listen, Sam and I have faith. We're praying.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to do what we can. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot. It's a lot.
I gotta say though, that Clippers and Nuggets series, we all knew that was gonna be a good series, but that's been the best series of the playoffs so far. If you ask
100%.
me.
1,000%.
If you ask me.
Oh, guys, are you nervous? Are you excited?
So nervous. You don't understand. So nervous.
Guys, tip off is in about 6 minutes,
6 minutes.
and we'll know if we're still alive and still surviving
Guys, it's going to be tough. It's gonna be
for another day.
Lakers have to win.
We have to win.
Yep.
Jokic is the fucking beast. Oh damn! I was crazy. Sorry, y'all.
I'm gonna spaz out
I
real
love
quick
it.
on
I love it.
You
I
could
love
beat that. You could beat that, Sam, if you need to.
That's okay. It's okay.
The MVP.
Sorry. He going crazy, y'all. Even when he have a terrible game, he got a triple double. I can't.
I know.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy. So
I
instead of
just
Giannis,
can't.
I'd rather have Jokic in the Lakers. Take Jokic.
I would take him easy.
Jokic, Luka, LeBron. Let's go.
Woo! Tell me that's a chip right there.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all be talking about, yo, we could have Jokic and Giannis.
Oh, we want
and
it all.
could have
What if we
Luka
get
and LeBron.
both?
It's like the Dodgers.
Y'all
We won it all. We won
You
it
got
all.
Curry. Maybe we'll get Curry.
Oh,
Maybe
damn.
won it
Why not
all.
move Luka to shooting guard?
Y'all
Exactly.
fucking, bro. I can't.
We won it all. We won it all.
Oh, you know what I was gonna say too. I know
Oh, yeah.
we like Rip. I will say this: Lillard. I think his career is done. I think that's it. I think we've seen
Think
the
it's
last
over.
of his real like.
That's so unfortunate. With the blood clot and then the Achilles is like, oh my.
I told him to
God.
sit his behind down. He didn't want to listen to me. I said, sit your behind down.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. That really is
Yeah,
crazy to me.
it's tough. It's tough.
Mm.
Like the whole
Yeah.
franchise now, it's like, all right, guys, now what?
Blow up Milwaukee.
Rebuild?
Blow up Milwaukee.
Exactly. Blow it up. Starts from scratch. This is done. Like give MSD the reins. We'll take over Milwaukee. We'll make it a championship team.
Listen,
Trust us.
YBK, he knows what they're doing.
We
He
got
knows
it.
what's
We
up.
got it. No worry. No worry. We'll take over.
Listen, shoot.
Let me shout y'all out real quick too before we wrap it up.
Talk to
Because
me.
the boys been on some live streaming business. We've been seeing YBK and Camden Lee coming live from the MSD Sports YouTube page. And I like this segment of MSD because we're gonna have to expand. You know, we got the podcast. Y'all can listen to us on the streaming platforms. Y'all can watch us. But these live streams is game changing, y'all. I'm telling you. Check out the streams. We got some good conversations going on. We got predictions with stat lines that we predict in. We might be talking about little parlays to watch out for. So this is a segment and a series to watch out for in the future because we're gonna start doing this.
Yes.
And we're gonna expand from there. So I
Live
had to
stream
shout
for
and plug the
show.
voice.
We had fun. We had a lot of fun.
It was good.
It was a great time. It's a great time. Just another arm of MSD. You know what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We just try to switch it up on. You never know what to expect when you got the greatest trio ever assembled.
Of
Come
course,
on.
of course. You never expected. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Make sure y'all tune into NBA playoffs. It's still going on today, tomorrow. You know, this is the best time in NBA. You already know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. RCR Presents MSD Sports episode 31, guys. Damn. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. My name is Sam. You can find me at YBK up in here. We got Michael John over here. You can find him at Michael John Stefano. We got Camden over here. You can find him at Mr. Club Paradise. You can find us, MSD Sports, the greatest trio of all time. You can find us at RCR MSD Sports. We on Apple Music, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. You know we everywhere. We'll see you guys on the next pod. Peace.
Peace. And I'm in and out.